Happy New Year. We're here in Arizona still, and I brought Toni. Remember Toni from last summer? Toni's here because Toni is also doing a crochet temperature blanket, and Toni is doing the simple granny square. Simple but perfect. All right, so why did you pick granny square?
With an F hook. No, excuse me, a G hook.
Yeah, you're doing it on a G. Why'd you pick granny square?
Because it's easy, simple, and I probably won't give up on it if it's not too complicated.
But yours, like mine, so these are both 7-round objects, right?
Well, this is worsted.
Yeah, because why'd you pick worsted?
Because it was in my stash.
That's a good reason.
I went through my stash and picked out the colors, so I've only got 8 colors.
Which we are inserting right here, right now, so you'll see that list of what each temperature is. All right, what is the temperatures?
Starting with the red, it is 100 or above. And then it goes down by 10-degree increments. So 90 to 100, 80 to 90, and then 70 to 60, 50 to 40, and then 40 to 30, and that's the lowest one.
So you're not planning on being in a town where it's below 30 degrees at any point?
No.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
And then you're also, you said that, well, because you're planning on going to the UK this summer, right? So that one.
So I might not get much red this summer either.
But even if you are, you'll just stick to the red if it goes over 100.
Yes.
Yeah, but so you pulled from your stash.
So I'm trying to, stash bust. So I pulled it out of the stash and had pretty good colors from red to deep blue. The red is for over 100 or over, and the deep blue is 30 and below, which in Arizona probably won't use much blue.
But red, how did you solve the, did you pick that, because you've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8.
Did you pick that because that's what you had?
Yes.
Okay. And then you just worked out if anything goes hotter or colder, you'll just put a bigger range in, right?
No,
like the red.
No, if it goes hotter than 100, it's going to be red.
Well, that's a bigger range, right? You've said. So that might be a 20-degree range if she happens to be in Oregon in August and it goes to 120. You'll just use red.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is hot. Too hot to be looking anymore, right?
Let's hope that it doesn't get that hot in Oregon again.
But I will put the temperature gauge, because Toni happened to have been in the car the day it hit 119, and we took a picture. So somewhere in my phone is the picture of my car. We were in the car, headed for coffee, remember?
Yes.
See, I can remember some things. Other things can't remember anything of. But I remember, because I was headed to Starbucks, that it was 119 in the car, and we're like, oh my God, take a picture quick! Yeah. But you're planning on spending this summer in
the UK, in England. I'm going to visit my son and grandchildren.
In, what is the town called?
It's called Clovelly Village.
I'll put a link to the video about Clovelly.
It's a beautiful little village.
It's like a historic, touristy one.
Yeah, it's been around since 1100 AD, I guess would be. And it's kind of a touristy village now because they do charge you to get into the village. However, because my son lives there, they have a back route into it. And it's steep. It's got cobblestones and it's curving all the way down to the bottom. So I walked all the way back up, and my watch registered 40 flights of stairs.
Oh, geez. From the water edge all the way up to the top of the town.
Top. It's a good hike.
Yeah, that's a workout.
If I lived there, I'd do it every day, and then I'd
be fit.
Fit
as a fiddle. So you're going to have to pack your yarn first.
Yes. Less clothes, more yarn.
Less clothes, more yarn. Yeah. Is there a yarn store in Clovelly?
No. There is one in a town called Bude, which is about 10 miles from where my son lives.
Oh, so you can catch the bus to Bude.
Yes.
There you go. So if there's a yarn emergency at hand, you have a place to go.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Always important to plan out ahead, right?
And then a town a couple hours away called Bristol, there's several yarn stores there. It's a bigger place.
Are there good yarns? I haven't been to a good yarn store in Bristol.
Oh,
My
yeah.
mother-in-law lives 25, 30 minutes away from Bristol. So we could theoretically, if we were both in town at the same time, meet in Bristol.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. But I've only found yarn at the, I'm trying to think of the name of the department store.
Oh, no, there's several yarn stores there.
Oh, well, we'll have to do that next time.
Yeah.
We didn't go to Bristol this last trip. But you started, so Toni did do a trial square, kind of like I did. I did Sunday to Sunday. So tomorrow, my week is over, and I start a new one. But you did the first. Did you do the projected first? What did you do for your square?
This is the first.
So today is the blue, which is the coldest day of this week, it looks like.
I just looked up on the internet what the temperatures were going to be, and when it had made a trial square instead of doing one round a day. So today it's about 52, so it's blue, and it's cold. 52 here is cold.
That's my cold one right there. But mine projected tomorrow would be cold again as well, so that'll be interesting to see which one we get.
Well,
I was projecting from last week.
It said on the internet, it said 60.
Oh.
So that would be that green, and 65 and 68 and 67 is all this green. And then it's going to get warmer, thank goodness, and went to 72, so that's the lime green.
And 76.
And 76 the next day.
Well, we'll see if I can stick it out that long. We might come home. Might go home.
Tina's not fond of cold weather.
I'm not. Well, if
it's going to be cold at home.
But I can stay in the house in either way, and I got more room up there to be staying in the house all day.
Well, that's true.
And all my stuff, and I can work, because work has been a bit of an issue this week. But yeah, so I guess on Sunday what I ought to do is go back and see and make another one to see if I actually matched it.
Oh, there you go.
This could be my projected and then actual. I could do projected, actual. We'll see how accurate it came out.
That'd be an idea.
Honestly, I think this would have been bluer. I think it was colder than expected, not warmer.
Also, we both chose to do the high temperature instead of the low temperature.
Screw the low temperature. It's too low as it is. We don't need to make even worse news. I don't want to know if it frosted. I want to pretend like it didn't. Yeah.
It's supposed to frost tonight.
Ugh.
But then it's supposed to warm up, so...
Well, it better. Or I may just stay in bed for the rest of winter.
She's being grumpy grandma here.
I'm super grumpy. I don't know how much of it's to do with the weather or how much of it's just I'm grumpy. I don't know.
I don't know. The weather can make you pretty grumpy.
Well, the weather makes me pretty grumpy.
I get grumpy when I'm in Oregon and it's gray every day.
Yeah.
Whether it rains or not.
Well, it's been gray here till today. Today is not gray. Yeah, today is sunshine, which is why I need to get out and at least take a drive, even though it's cold. Because it's cold, cold being a relative term. Because cold, that's cold. So what is that one?
52.
It's 52 is the high today. Woo! It's supposed to be 80, man. 80. So yeah, probably we'll go home and I'll just lock in my house up there. And then when it gets to be 80 down here again, that's when I'll come back.
Oh, well, that's about March.
Yeah, probably. Well, that's probably about the time I'll be able to come back anyway.
There you go.
Okay. We do have our coffees. Here, Toni. Here's your coffee. We're pretending it's tropical with our iced coffee.
It's morning coffee, but really it's afternoon coffee.
It's morning for me. It's morning somewhere in the world.
That's true.
And it is morning for me because I laid in bed.
Well, I did too till 11. And then I came over and
I was
1
still
o'clock
in
and
bed.
she's still in bed.
That's because I fell down a TikTok rabbit hole.
We stayed up past midnight last night.
Well, I said to David, I don't know what, 11 o'clock, is there any reason I should get out of bed? And he went, what did you say? You said for yourself to improve your attitude or something like that. And guess what? I didn't. I didn't get up. He was out working outside.
And did it improve your attitude?
No. Not even staying in bed improved my attitude. No. I think maybe the popcorn has and the coffee has, but that's about it.
Well, if it gets to be 80, she'll have an improved attitude.
I will have an improved attitude if somebody could find me somewhere with 80 degrees.
Well, it's 80 degrees somewhere in the world.
Honestly, that's what I said. I almost said to David, let's go find some sun. Let's go find some heat. Where is the closest location to here where it's 80 degrees?
Probably someplace in Mexico.
Yeah, we'd probably have to cross the border.
Oh, yeah, you have to cross the border for sure.
I don't know if I'm willing to do that in COVID times. We could get stuck over there and not come back.
Well, that's true, and you might not want to be driving your Tesla.
No. Last time we did it, I have driven into Mexico one time, and it was our car, but we had to stop. We were informed that we should stop and buy Mexican car insurance.
Yes.
So we stopped at
True.
a place on the side of the road south of San Diego, because that's the way we went down, is through San Diego.
Yes.
And we bought insurance, and then we got as far as Puerto Nuevo, walked around. I think I had to pee, so I wanted to get back to the U.S. because I had no idea how I was going to navigate finding a bathroom. Back then, I was a lot more chicken than I am now. And we got in the car and we drove home, didn't we, David? Mm-hmm. Or drove home. Home being the hotel we were staying at.
Well, we drove
San Diego.
Out of San Diego, Toni and I, one time.
Mm-hmm.
And we were going to Ensenada, which is about 100 miles down. We drove our own car, and it was a freak show getting through Tijuana. There's no stop signs. People just go.
Oh, we didn't have that problem, did we, David?
Really?
We drove around Tijuana a little bit. There's like a highway.
Oh, well, maybe now. This I'm talking about years ago.
I think they've improved that. I think
I
there was a
hope so.
stoplight even. I think we stopped at stoplights even.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I haven't been there in years, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, the rest of the trip was fine. It was a like a freeway clear to Ensenada. So.
Yeah, and it was once you got out of Tijuana there was, but it was potholes. I mean, it was more of a highway.
Oh.
I don't know if it was separate though. Was it separated? I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
It may have been a divided highway, but it was like 2 lanes at most on our side, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was my only trip. Well, then I flew to Mexico City, and that is a lovely town. I loved Mexico City. There was so much history and so much to see, and their anthropology museum is beautiful. But I still was chicken. I would have been happier if David and I had both been there, because it was right during the kidnapping times.
Oh.
And the gal, I got invited to speak.
I think that still happens.
Probably. But I would have felt more confident with 2 of us.
Well, that's true.
I was by myself wandering
Especially
around
with
town.
a guy.
Mm-hmm. Well, they say. Because I guess when we were down there, they had just had a tour bus, who had gone out to the ruins, get kidnapped at gunpoint.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
And
so they said,
scary.
You must take a taxi everywhere you go, because I was on foot, and I must get my taxi at a hotel.
Ah.
So I had to, if I wanted a taxi back to my hotel in the burbs, I had to go to another hotel and ask the guy at the door to get me a cab, and then go back.
Yes, I learned the hard way in foreign countries. You should always get a real taxi. I got a fake taxi in Paris, and it cost me like 3 times as much.
Yeah, or...
But luckily, it wasn't an axe murderer, so that's
if
good.
they come up to you, that's an indication that you probably shouldn't pay them.
Yes.
Yeah, he came up to you. Yeah.
Make sure you're getting a real taxi.
Well, and in Paris, take the train.
I'll try that next time.
You go down to the basement and get a train straight into town.
Ah.
And it dumps out right in the middle of town.
Well, that was my first trip. So
No, I know. And you're jet lagged.
I was a newbie.
And you were jet lagged.
Yes, I was so tired.
We had flown to the UK and then to Paris. So we were already on the same time zone.
Oh, well,
so we had wherewithal at that point to look around. And David had been before. You knew about the train, didn't you? David's off camera right here. Mm-hmm. You knew about the train, right?
Which train?
In Paris.
Yeah, the metro.
Going from the airport.
Yeah, so see, I had somebody that knew what they were doing
going.
with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just went down. The only problem we had is trying to figure out how to buy our tickets, because I don't think the machines were working. And then some nice person helped us. I don't think we ended up ever finding a ticket agent. I think we had help at the machine.
I found everybody helpful.
We had so much help. Yes, they were lovely.
Yes.
And if you ever want to, just ask me if you ever need to know how to order 5 croissants. So David took French in school. Like all of us, 2 years of whatever high school foreign language you took, right? I have 2 years of Spanish, and so I am a very bad Spanish speaker. but I can cope, especially if food is involved. So David, it's like your job. We're taking croissants home to your mother. Go order some. Go get some. So he goes in the bakery and he goes, I want cinq croissants, s'il vous plaît. And I almost said por favor there, so you're lucky. And he walks out with 5, and I went, 5? Why 5? And he goes, well, I got to the front of the line. It was the only number I could remember. So we got 5 croissants and took them home. And I think, what did we... Well, we needed 4. But 6 would have been good, because then that's 1.5 apiece. But we ended up with 5. It was good. It fit in the luggage. So anyway. Yeah, so I told you that this video, you were going to get to see what I got for Christmas from David. And maybe what we found at the antique stores. You may get that, or you may just get this. And then, actually, you'll probably just get this. Let's be real. Because it's been 15 minutes. I can see the time.
There you go.
So you're going to get this. And then on the next video, right before we leave Arizona, I am sure, I will show you what I found in the antique stores on our trip down. 3. Total of 3. And what David got me for Christmas.
And whatever you might find
if we manage to get to any. We haven't been to any yet. Maybe we'll get into it.
There's always tomorrow.
There is tomorrow. And White Elephant. We need to find out when White Elephant's open.
Yes, I'll look it up.
All right, because I would like to go down and see that, even though I'd have to be down there before noon. There is this secondhand place in Green Valley that is only open until noon because it's run by volunteers and nobody wants to volunteer after noon. So they close at noon, but it was closed. I was up early yesterday, and it was closed yesterday because of the holiday. So we need to go in there. It's called White Elephant, and what is it they do?
They places run. It's a huge place. Has three paid people, and they're not paid huge salaries, and they all the money that they take in stays in Pima County where we're at, and they donate to like women's shelters and the pet shelters and several things.
I assume a committee gets together and picks it every year.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
Then they gave, not last year because of COVID, they were closed a lot, but the year before they gave $1 million away.
Which is good. And that's just this store. Big store, but just a store selling donated and then resold secondhand goods.
Yes.
So pretty cool. I will videotape if I get in there. So that'll be part of one of these videos coming up. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm going to take you out with scenes of the sunset from yesterday, which is okay, not spectacular, but okay, and super weird because of the storms. Plus, we took off out into the desert, and you probably, if you look carefully, you can see some of the saguaro cactuses that is surrounding Tucson. Wherever you go in Tucson, if you're on an edge, you're next to a saguaro field. So have a look. Hopefully you enjoy it. See you tomorrow, or see you in a couple of days. Bye.
Bye.